So since I started this channel, something about Australian culture I've seen mentioned a lot is Bogans. I still don't really know exactly what it is, so I want to learn about it today. I think it's something similar to like chav in the UK. In Scotland we have Neds. I don't know if it's something similar to that or something very unique to Australia. Tell me if you know, tell me more about Bogans. Tell me if you class yourself as a Bogan or what you think about that culture. Let's watch.
Yeah, some days I feel unfazed, like when I'm with my friends with a cup raised. Hey, on Monday, I gotta go.
So these are all Bogans, I guess. Bogan activity. Oh, there we go, man. The motorised esky, which, if that is a Bogan thing, then sign me up, man. It looks so cool. Super walk.
Orange and black to feel home. From Citizens Bank back to Camden Yards. It's a tale of two cities and trust we go.
What was that? Bogan Hunters? What on earth is a Bogan Hunter, or what is that show? So Bogans, it looks like they enjoy speed, motorised vehicles, causing trouble.
One of the most important parts about Australia are the native animals. Animals such as kangaroos, koalas, wombats, dingoes, maggots, just to name a few. Our unique collection of native creatures sets us apart from the rest of the world. But in today's video, we'll be focusing on what is arguably the most important native species in all of Australia. And if you've read the title of this video, you'll already know that that species is the Bogan. As I mentioned before, the Bogan is native to Australia and shares a lot of DNA with the American redneck. But just because these two creatures share a lot of DNA doesn't mean that they're anything alike. So in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about the different types of Bogans, where to find them, and how to spot them. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, cool. So again, that's a good reference point, more similar to like American rednecks. So does that mean that Bogans are more in rural areas rather than cities and things like that as well? What's an esche? That's something else I've seen, like esches, I believe, is something similar to Bogan. Tell me more about them. I think it's just very interesting to learn about.
We'll start off by answering the question, what is a Bogan? A Bogan is a subspecies of human that can be found in every town, city and corner of the Australian continent. Usually spotted driving a Holden Commodore with a red flannelette shirt on, wearing footy shorts, thongs and speed dealer sunglasses topped off with a dodgy mullet, the Bogan is a truly unique creature.
Yeah, so again, tell me if you've did all of them, if you've worn all of them, did all that, or if you've had any of them individually, so you're like part Bogan.
Some hobbies of the Bogan include drinking, gambling and drinking, and all those hobbies that I just mentioned are entirely funded by Centrelink. So now that you sort of know what a Bogan is, we're going to get into where you can find them. Bogans have many different habitats, which means that if you want to go find one, there's many different places where you can go looking. But thanks to my PhD in Boganology, over the years while I've been studying this native Australian creature, I've come up with a list of places where you're most likely to find a Bogan in their natural habitat. First up, we have summer gnats. It's no secret that Bogans love burnouts, and if they're not smoking the glass barbecue, they're out there smoking tyres. Whether it's a $200 AU Falcon with no rear brakes, or a $200,000 HSV Maloo, there's nothing a Bogan loves more than a good burnout. So it's only natural that once a year when summer gnats is on in Canberra, hundreds of thousands of Bogans make the annual pilgrimage down to the Holy Lands to get a piece of the action. Another place just...
So summer nuts, I still don't really know what it is. Is it like a car race? Is it one of those places a lot of cars go and meet and do things like burnouts and rev their engine loudly and things? Just interesting that it's actually in Canberra, which I thought was... I know it's the capital city. I think it's like the administration capital of Australia as well, where all the government stuff. I didn't really know it would be like a place that attracts Bogans, but I guess
just as common for Bogan spotting is Bathurst. Just like summer gnats, Bathurst is held once every year and has the three things that all Bogans need: Holden, sort of, Ford, and alcohol. At the time this video gets uploaded, 2023's Bathurst has came and went, and as per usual, with it came some great Bogan moments. Another common location for Bogan congregation is Bali. With cheap beer, cheap cigarettes, and only a 50% chance you're gonna end up with food poisoning, Bali is the ultimate
Only
destination
50%.
for a Bogan holiday. All a Bogan needs to be happy is cheap alcohol, cheap cigarettes, cool clothes like this that they can get from the link in the description, and easy access to anything with an engine.
They
And
look like
luckily
they've got a
enough for
fun life,
Australia's
honestly.
Bogan population, Bali has all three readily available. And that, of course, means a whole lot of this.
You gonna do those helmets up? Oi, brother! How are ya?
Oh no.
Hey, mate, are you right to drive? Oh, no. What are you doing driving the bike?
Now, some other
no,
places
man. I
you'll
don't
also
want to
spot
know what
Bogans
happened to
back
Emily
in the
that night.
homeland include the Pokies, the pub, the Pokies room at the pub, Dan Murphy's, the back of a divvy van, and of course, Centrelink. Okay,
Okay, so what is Centrelink? Is it like the where you get like maybe unemployment benefit or something like that, like similar to the job centre in the UK?
so now you're clued up on
Something
what
like
a Bogan is and where to find them. But there's a lot more to the Bogan species than just beer and burnouts. But just like how a Bogan is an offshoot of the human species, there are many different offshoots from the Bogan
offshoot
species.
of the
So just
human
like
species.
dogs, spiders, and hepatitis, when it comes to Bogans, there are many different types. The first type of Bogan that we're going to be getting into is the stereotypical Bogan. This is the sort of Bogan who wears nothing but flannelette shirts and footy shorts, lives off Centrelink and has little to no teeth. There has been many documentaries made about the stereotypical Bogan. Some of the most notable ones include Housos, Bogan
seen that
Hunters,
show
and A
mentioned?
Current Affair. The easiest
What's
place
A
to
Current
find a
Affair?
stereotypical Bogan is at the front of Dan Murphy's at 8 AM on a Wednesday. These sort of Bogans spend all their money on alcohol, child support, and hooning fines. And once in a blue moon where they manage to save up $500 on the side, they get straight onto Facebook Marketplace, buy a brand new second-hand VT Commodore, weld the diff, and add to their collection of hooning fines. The stereotypical Bogan lives a simple life. As I mentioned before, as long as they have access to alcohol, cigarettes, and anything that they can do a burnout in, they'll be happy as Larry. So with that being said, we'll get into our next type of Bogan, and that is the cashed up Bogan. Unlike the
Cashed up
stereotypical Bogan, the cashed up Bogan has something called a job. Whether it's laying bricks, selling bricks, or performing open heart surgeries, cashed up Bogans come in all shapes and sizes. You may be wondering what makes someone a cashed up Bogan, and luckily for you, I have the answer to that question. There's only two criteria that you need to fill to be considered a cashed up Bogan. The first one being having a job, and the second one being owning any turbocharged Falcon or V8 Commodore that's worth more than 25 grand. If you successfully fill these two criterias, it shows us that you
Bogan
worked
chariot.
hard, saved up your money, and still decided to buy one of the two Bogan chariots. The cashed up Bogan is a rare breed, and for the last few years of the production of the Ford Falcon and the Holden Commodore, the cashed up Bogans were the lifeline that Holden and Ford needed to buy their cars and
Is that
delay the
true?
bankruptcy. You see, between 2013 and 2017, car prices were at an all-time low, and that was especially true for V8 Commodores and XR6 turbos. So naturally it only made sense for all the other Bogans to buy the cheap second-hand ones for a few $1,000s, meaning that they had more money left over for VB and Winnie Blues, meaning that the only real customers Ford and Holden had for the cars worth more than 60 grand were the few and far between cashed up Bogans who didn't already own a 79 series Land Cruiser. But those days are over. These days you'll find cashed up Bogans driving around in a brand new Ram TRX, Chevy Silverado, LTZ, or occasionally a green VF Maloo. But now that we've explored both ends of the Bogan spectrum, we've got to look further into the middle. So that brings us on to the average Bogan. The average Bogan falls smack bang in the middle of the stereotypical Bogan and the cashed up Bogan. You see, everyone has a little bit of Bogan in them. For example, if you've ever actually enjoyed enjoyed
Do
the
you?
taste of VB or unironically own a flannelette shirt, you fall onto the Bogan spectrum. And
That
this is
probably
where
covers
the
quite a
average
lot of people,
Bogan
actually.
comes in. The average Bogan may live a normal life with a normal job and be a somewhat respected member of society. But that doesn't mean that here and there they don't enjoy a bit of AU Falcon action, Centrelink rotations, VB annihilation, and a trip to Bali every couple of years. All in all, most of the time Bogans get a bad rap. But at the end of the day, there's not one person in the whole of Australia who lives a Bogan-free lifestyle. And there's no one in Australia that can admit that there's nothing more fun than having a few drinks and riding a old dirt bike around someone's backyard. And on
Well,
that
that was
note,
fun.
it's time to end. If you enjoyed this video,
Yeah, man, Bogan life actually seems pretty fun, man. At least they're enjoying themselves, drink a lot of alcohol, do a lot of different things with cars or motorized vehicles. Doesn't even need to be a car by the looks of it. Like, they love their motorized eskies, I think. But yeah, very insightful. Again, maybe not so similar to like Chavs and Neds in the UK, but maybe its own very unique thing. But I guess it's just like similar to those, where it's maybe more like a working class lifestyle that some people live, which is fair enough. I come from a very, very working class background. I probably would have fallen into some sort of category, a British version of this when I was younger. But tell me what you think about this. Have you got any Bogan in you? What do you think about that Bogan lifestyle and culture? Thanks.